I want to begin the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, or Haha Kodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the hopeful elect, the Akim, as well as you few sisters out here listening and learning. The Akwat, to you also I say Shalom. And in today's installment, I would like to do a lesson talking about Christmas and pagan holidays, just in general. You know what I'm saying? What the Bible says about these things and the fact that our people as a whole still celebrate, holidays such as this one. I do want to mention this, you know what I'm saying? When I was at camp with the brothers on Sunday, they mentioned this and I didn't even realize it. But as the years have been going on, man, this quote unquote Christmas spirit, it has definitely dwindled and gotten less and less prominent, you could say. Because when we were downtown, you literally had no decorations, no lights or anything of that sort like you usually would. You're seeing less lights, you know what I'm saying, less decorations, people less in the mood. You used to have a lot of people who would post videos and stuff like that, showing gifts and all this other stuff. But, where the state of this nation is, through everything that's been going on this year, a lot of people can't even afford to get gifts because they have more pressing shit going on, more pressing expenses in their life right now. So that's definitely a big part of why people probably aren't celebrating Christmas as much or even in that type of spirit and mood. Things also just are not the same. It's just not the same. The mirth of the land has continued to dwell, as we always say. And as I mentioned in my lesson that I made not too long ago, something has definitely changed, right? And we know why that is, man. As we continue on, the wickedness increases, right? The wickedness that's done on the earth. And that causes the people who are in poverty, you know what I'm saying, just the citizens or the civilians, to grow less and less happier or to mourn more and more, you know what I'm saying, as the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn. When the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice, right? Roughly paraphrasing. But with that being said, man, I just want to go ahead. I've already done a lesson talking about Christmas before. I want to say it might not have been from 2024. Shit, it might have been from 2024. Because I didn't start teaching until 2023. I probably did not make one in 2023 is what I'm saying. Because it would have been, yeah, that's what I thought. So I made one last year, which makes sense. I don't believe I made one. Yeah, I didn't think so. Nonetheless, though, I'm not going to be using any clips or videos or anything like that in this. Unless I'm just going to be talking and bringing out scriptures, man. That's pretty much it. So it says, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1, it says, a satire on idolatry. It says, hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain, meaning meaningless. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen, with the axe. And it reads, they deck it with silver and with gold, they fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. You know, I have folks who usually do things, you know what I'm saying, around this time, around Christmas, which they did stuff for Thanksgiving. But I haven't heard shit from them about today, you know. People going out of town, you know what I'm saying? You have a lot of people more so now who go out of town, take trips and stuff like that. When it gets cold, they really don't care about this day for real. You know, to me, this is just another normal day. And it's been like that for the past decade. This year marks the 10th year I have not celebrated this holiday, so it's not nothing new or different to me. You have people who you'll tell them these things, and they are so surprised. Like, why you don't celebrate Christmas? Why you don't celebrate Christmas? Like, they don't understand it. They don't get it. Well, it's like, number one, the Bible doesn't speak anything about Christmas. And the closest thing that is spoken of it says that it was a pagan or a heathen custom. And the Lord tell us not to be like those people, right? The Lord made us a holy people, meaning separate from the other nations. We're above them. So, in turn, we should not be keeping the customs that the heathens keep. Now, of course, there's some things or some heathen customs that just are what it is in this world of society, and you just can't get around it. But the ones you can, why would you even put yourself in that position? Like, even if you just look up the word Christmas, it doesn't pop up at all. And that's even in the Apocrypha. It's not mentioned at all in the Bible. Where you have people who say, oh, well, we should still celebrate because it's Jesus' birthday, right? Well, the only accounts of anyone celebrating their birthday in the Bible was the pharaohs of Egypt and Herod. Those are the only people who celebrated their birthdays. Other than that, nobody was celebrating their birthday. So once again, that's a heathen custom. That's why people always ask me, you know what I'm saying, why you don't celebrate your birthday? It's just, you should celebrate your birthday. I'm going to celebrate it for you. Okay. Once again, and that's even just a guy thing, because birthdays more so are geared towards women, in my opinion. Even if you in the world, you're not really gonna have no grown ass man or no man in general really celebrating his birthday. He might acknowledge it, and even then, some don't even acknowledge their birthday. It's just a normal day to them, you know. It's just the same as me. I didn't do too much. I did what I was gonna do, you know what I'm saying. Went and had a nice little dinner. That's about it. But it just doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, even then, you have people who say, you're not supposed to do shit on your birthday. You ain't supposed to do nothing. You ain't even supposed to acknowledge it. There's nothing wrong with that, man. At the end of the day, you're thankful to be here another day. Just like you're thankful to be here any other day, even if it wasn't your birthday. Still thankful to be here, to Wadi How Bashim Yahushua, that I was woken up this morning. Because a lot of people don't even wake up. So, yeah, man. But nonetheless, though, these are the only 3 entries in the Bible where it talks about a birthday. can see. Look, here it even is right here. Ecclesiastes 71, which is what I was going to go to. A good name is better than precious ointment in the day of death than the day of one's birth. Why is that? Here we go. This is one other entry about a birthday, and that's in 2 Maccabees 6 and 7. It says, in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy. It is better to go, Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. I'm going to read it again. A good name is better than precious ointment in the day of death than the day of one's birth. And why is that? Hey, like 50 Cent said, man, and Many Men, death got to be easy because life is hard. It'll leave you physically, mentally, and emotionally scarred, right? Life, once you get into this truth and you realize things for what it is, and you know what I'm saying, the purpose of, well, you understand life and death more. When you die, you're really just going to sleep, man. You know what I'm saying? Your temple is resting. It's gonna return to the earth, and your spirit is gonna return to the spiritual realm, which is with the Heavenly Father. So you're getting a rest from all the things that life brings as a whole. Terrible shot. You're getting a rest from all the things that life holds, right? You know, Solomon talks a lot about stuff like this in the book of Ecclesiastes anyways, about how the things that men do on the earth is vanity. You know what I'm saying? They labor all day just to not enjoy it and then die, and you don't even know, you know what I'm saying, who you leaving your possessions to, how they going to use them, right? And it's just a repeated cycle. Like he said, the Lord dealt man a terrible hand, so to speak. But, you know, that's just how it is right now because we're in captivity, man. And we're punished for doing things that our people still do today, which is what I'm talking about in this lesson, which is, you know what I'm saying, spiritual adultery, idolatry, the same things that's been going on. It says, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. But yeah, living life is definitely difficult. At the end of the day, if you really think about it, you celebrating your birthday, you celebrating another day that you're here in captivity. I don't know what he was doing with that move. You celebrating another day in captivity, which is why I just look at it as another day. Another day we getting closer to the kingdom. And that's how I look at it. But to say my birthday or your birthday or anything like that is just completely significant, no, it's not, right? And then at the end of the day, why do you need one day to glorify yourself? Or why do you need one day where you have people give you gifts? Why can't somebody give you gifts the other 364 days? Why can't I give you a gift another day, right? Because there's nothing wrong with giving gifts. It's just the intent behind it, the reasoning behind it. What are you doing it for? Incredible ball movement. He sold. So we're going to go back to this. Genesis 40 and 20, it says, and it came to pass the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast unto all his servants. And he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants. Matthew 14 and 6. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod. Mark 6 and 21. It says, and when a convenient day was come, that Herod on his birthday made a supper to his lords, high captains, and chief estates of Galilee. Okay. So we get the point now, right? This the same as better is the end of a thing than the beginning of it. That's like the same. It's like the same spirit or the same uh concept, pretty much same meaning. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good. As I said, as I said the other day, these people do honor me with their lips, but their Salakia. These people do honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me, man. It says, this is what the Lord says, do not act like the other nations in the NLT. Salakia, Jeremiah 10:2 in the NLT. This is what the Lord Yahweh says, do not act like the other nations who try to read their future in the stars. That's talking about astrology. Do not be afraid of their predictions, even though other nations are terrified by them. It says, their ways are futile and foolish. They cut down a tree, and a craftsman carves an idol. They decorate it with gold and silver, and then fasten it securely with hammer and nails, so it won't fall over. Their gods are like helpless scarecrows in a cucumber field. They cannot speak, and they need to be carried because they cannot walk. Do not be afraid of such gods, for they can neither harm you nor do you any good. It might be Psalm 96. I'm about to go to my other preachers I have pulled out. It might be an Apocrypha. The elder brother, Manata Zakba, was just talking about this on his live yesterday. It might have been Psalm 96 and 5, but I know there's another one that's similar to that. Yeah, our people they worship things, material things, flesh-like things, things that you can hold in your hand, things you can visually see. They lack faith, so they can't believe in a higher power or something that isn't seen by the naked eye to be real. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to what I was looking at. Let's see. This is what I think about our people, man. Jeremiah. Acts 7:51. The book of Acts chapter 7 and verse 51. Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do always resist the Holy Spirit, as your fathers did, so do ye. And this just goes into, our people persecuting the prophets and stuff like that. But I just wanted to get that first verse because it talks about how our people have the heathen-like mindset. They wish to do the things of the heathen. It's funny because, right, our people want to be like the heathen, but in turn, the heathen want to severely be like us because they truly understand the blessing that we have as a people. But we've been oppressed for so long and so much time that our people cease to realize that these other people wish to be like us. It was accounts in the Bible, right? We have people of the other nations begging to follow our customs. But yeah, our people, we was given some of the best customs, best things to follow, best protection, all of that stuff. Yeah, our people take it for granted, reproved, I don't want to say reproved, it's a lucky. Rejected it, I was looking for forsaken. Which is why we've been brought to this lowly state now. Since we took all of these things for granted, we have to go through hell and high water to realize, damn, what the Lord have really done to us or done for us is a miracle. Well, I shouldn't even say a miracle, but it's a blessing. There we go. It says in the NLT, you stubborn people, you are heathen at heart and deaf to the truth. Right? So like I said, like I told my auntie, my great auntie last year, I said, she asked me why I don't celebrate Christmas, something like that. I said, because I don't celebrate it. It's not biblical. There is no accounts of Yahushua, number one, even being born in the wintertime. And number two, there's no accounts of Christmas in the Bible. She said, yeah, I know, but I'm going to celebrate it anyways. Oh, okay. Lo and behold, the Lord is currently judging her right now. And that's all I'm going to say. And leave that at that. Continuing on, so I don't have much more. Ezekiel 20, verse 30, it says, wherefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh the Most High Power, are ye polluted after the manner of your fathers, and commit ye whoredom after their abominations? For when ye offer your gifts, when ye make your sons to pass through the fire, ye pollute yourselves with all your idols, even unto this day. And I shall be inquired of by you, O house of Israel. As I live, saith Yahweh the Most High Power, I will not be inquired of by you. And here's my point. And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, that ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord said, and it's going to come a time where the Lord just says, fuck it, and it just destroys all you niggas, right? Since we're in a grace period right now, the Lord sent preachers and prophets and helpers to help Israel wake up to the truth and come back to their true heritage. But it's going to come a point in time where the Lord just says, fuck it. It just destroys all the wicked and the wicked among the house of Israel, man. Northern and southern kingdom. Verse 32 in NLT, it says, you say we want to be like the nations all around us who serve idols of wood and stone, but what you have in mind will never happen. It says, As I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered. Once again, that's another curse. With a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. So all of these things that's going on right now, all of these different things that people are following or worshiping, these different holidays and shit like that, that stuff is going to cease to exist in the kingdom, man. And we're going to be keeping the real high holy days, right? The real feasts. Because this stuff that they have going on down here, these aren't even considered feasts. Thanksgiving isn't even considered a feast compared to what we were doing back in the ancient days, is what I'm saying. Okay. The book of Deuteronomy 20, Salaki, the book of Deuteronomy 12 and 29. When the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Power, shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them and dwellest in their land, right? So when you go out to battle or war and you successfully defeat another country or another nation, this is the procedure you're supposed to go by. And there's other, instructions in the Bible about this as well. I want to say in the book of Deuteronomy or Leviticus. It says, take heed to thyself. Here's my point. Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them, which snare means, trap. After that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. Right? So the Lord instructed us, if we overtake a country, to delete all of their men, number one, and to basically purge out their women. If you want to take their women, you're really supposed to kill the men and the children. And if you want to, take the women, but if not, you can kill them too. It's really up to you. And purge them out for a month, so that you won't take on their customs, man, or follow after their gods, because those gods were the gods of those nations, not the gods of Israel, but the gods of whatever nation it was. So if you ever took an Elamite nation, then you would, do that procedure or whatnot, so that you're not following after some damn Hindu fucking god or something like that, whatever the so-called Indians worship. Verse 31, thou shalt not do so unto the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Power, for every abomination to the Lord Yahweh, which he hateth, have they done unto their gods. For even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods. Let's talk about Molech. Which that goes into reproductive rights too. What thing soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it. All right, we can go to verse 30 in NLT. It says, do not fall into the trap of following their customs and worshiping their gods. Do not inquire about their gods, saying, how do these nations worship their gods? I want to follow their example. Just like when we were in the Greek captivity, man, and the wicked Jason wanted us to follow after the Greek customs, the Greekish customs and games, man. They want to be so cool with them, yet they want to follow their laws and their customs, right? And they still and they still oppressed your ass. Says you must not worship the Lord Yahweh your God the way the other nations worship their gods, for they perform for their gods every detestable act that the Lord Yahweh hates. They even burn their sons and daughters as sacrifices to their gods. So be careful to obey all the commands I give you. You must not add anything to them or subtract anything from them. And I'm going to get this to close it off, man. The book of 1 John 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High Power abideth forever. These worldly customs, right, are of the world, man. And these fashions that are going on that take place on the earth are going to cease to exist very soon. That's all I'm saying. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Those out there listening and watching, I'm going to close it off there. Call Halal Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rachaha Kodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who told me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day close to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom Israel.